Welcome to Mitford Pottery on a very warm day. That's not a good idea today. Anyway, we're going to do a bit of throwing. A slightly different clay, a bit of a failed experiment really. It has took on a bit of colour. So this is B17C with a lot of iron, oxide, slip mixed up inside it, so it's a bit of a mottled effect. And it, in my kiln, comes out a nice grey colour. So we're going to throw a tall cylinder. And the wheel we're on today is the Hsinchuen RK55. I would say entry level type of whale, decent for when you're first starting out. Get them out of my pocket, stick them in my leg. Need to weigh this, don't I? Tell you how much we've got. I think it's 2 kilograms, but I could be mistaken, so we shall weigh it. So what we got, we have 1.5. There you are, just as well I weighed it. So we got 1.5 kilograms of clay. It's going to be a tall, narrow cylinder, and it's going to be the start of a lighthouse, possibly. So we're going to get that on there. Not very prepared today. I've got a wire, got a stick. I need some water. That would help, wouldn't it? I'll be 1 second. Water always helps when you're doing pottery. Especially with this, because this is going to be very muddy very quickly with a red iron oxide in it. Right, we're back. So 1.5 kilogram cylinder, here we come. Bit of a different angle, downwards to one side. I'm a bit unpracticed on this wheel. It's okay. Tend to got to go a little bit quicker than normal because it's a bit underpowered. So hopefully my big head will not get in the way. So I'm going to stick that onto the wheel. And we're going to, as always, give it a cone up. And centre it down. And because of the type of clay it is, I'm going to do that one more, and it feels very uneven under the hands. It has been kneaded considerably to add the oxide, but it's a bit uneven. So centre it for the last time. So I'm going to squash it into the middle. Get it centred. Now, of course, we're going tall. I don't really want to go much wider than that. So we're centred. We're going to put the hole in the middle now. So I'll start with my thumb, which I'll get about halfway on this size of clay. And then, because you've run out of depth, fingers in there, push that a bit further through, judging the thickness there, and I could do with a pin tool. 1 second. Like I say, always prepared. Always prepared. Or should we say always poorly prepared? Right, pin tool. So we'll check the thickness of the base. So push that through till it stops, finger till it stops on the clay, bring that out. So that's just on 1 centimetre, which will do us just nicely. Right, so we're going to open the bottom of our cylinder out. I'm going to guess about there. So that's going to be our base. Just compact that with my thumb tip so it is nice and smooth, and then I'm going to press gently with a sponge just so it's nice and compact. So that finishes the base inside, also compacts the clay in the bottom layer, or the base, which hopefully it's less prone to cracking when it gets fired because it's all nice and compact. Right, this is always the fun bit with bigger lumps of clay, the first few lifts to get that clay up. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to nip it, thumb and finger, supporting it with that, just to get the initial lift of the clay. So I'm going to gently nip the clay and do my first lift sort of one-handed. So this hand's just supporting the clay so it doesn't go out of alignment, and that just takes it from a round donut of clay to a thick wall. So I end up, if I do it the other way, I tend to lose a lot of clay digging in with my thumb. So I've started doing it that way on the larger lumps of clay. So back to my normal throwing now. So I'm going to use Hsinchuen Lin technique, hand upside down, use my thumb on the outside, fingers on the inside, opposite my thumb, lean in, press my thumb in, nip it with my fingers, steadily work our way up to the top, like so. So I'm just going to collar that in. I want to keep this quite narrow, till we get a decent height on it. Now I can go a little bit slower. So we'll do it again. So thumb in there, push in with my thumb, nip the clay with my fingertips, and start to lift, adjusting the pressure as we get thinner, all the way to the top, like so. Bit of water on, narrow that in a bit. And we'll do a couple more of them. So I'm going to compact the top edge just so it doesn't get uneven or too uneven on us. Right, I'm going to narrow the base because it's getting a bit wide, so I'm going to collar that base right in a good centimetre or so, and then collar the rest of the cylinder all the way up like that. Right, so we're going to do some more lifts. So again, back to the base, make sure there's water on the inside, yeah. So push the thumb in, push the fingers out, nip the clay, then start to go up, nice and steady, adjusting the pressure as the clay gets thinner and taller. Get the hands working as a pair as soon as you can. All the way to the top. So I'm going to compact that. Right, how we're doing. So I'm just going to collar that in again just to keep it nice and straight. I'll probably get one or two more lifts out of this. So I'm going to do one more and then we're going to have them clean up with the water so it doesn't get too waterlogged. Right, so in we go again. I'm going to push in with my thumb, grab the clay, nice and steady. Nice and steady all the way to the top. We don't want that top edge to get too narrow, because if it gets too narrow or too thin, it's harder to collar it in if we need to collar it in. So I'm thinking maybe one more. So what I do want to do is get that sponge in, get rid of some of that water. Put some on. Right, last lift. So this is where I'm going to try and judge how much clay we've got here. So that's where all the clay hides into bigger items down here. Make sure I'm getting as much of that as I feel I can to get it up to get some height. So I'm just judging that with my fingers. Right, so I'm going to push in, grab that clay, bring that up into the wall, nice and steady. Nice and steady all the way to the top. So we got that. So that's basically our height done. So we'll have a quick clean up, and I need a sponge on a stick. I think that would help us. Sponge on a stick. One of them. What else do I need? I need a rib. Ribbity rib. So I need a wooden rib. Sponge on a stick. So I'm going to get the water out of here. Like that. Now, is this one of me sticks with measurements on? No, it's not. So, need to know how tall that is. Oh, I got a rule here, believe it or not. So we got 20, just over 22, which I think is a decent size. We'll possibly get a little bit taller in a minute because I'm going to collar that up because I want to narrow that a bit. So a nice slow wheel speed, and I don't want any water on the inside, so I'm just going to run that on the outside a little bit. So bottom looking okay. So that from there, I want to narrow it in a bit. It's sort of my lighthouse shape. So I'm going to start to narrow it about now. better shape, yep. So that's about the shape, but I want to go in a bit at the bottom. So I'm going to, it's a bit risky, but we're going to collar the bottom in just a touch. So the bottom near enough matches the top in diameter. Right, so I think I've got my shape. I mean, it will be trimmed as well, so. So now what I need to do is get rid of this bit of excess clear here. So I'm going to use our little stick. Get that out of the way. Like that. And then we're going to change to the other rib. So this is a less severe edge on it. And this is going to smooth that. Now, because I can't, oh, can I get my hand in there? Just. We'll give it a go. We can always collar it back in later on. So this time I'm just going for the shape. So I'm just press on there. Press it to the rib. Like that. Yeah, as I thought, that's widened it a bit too much. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to just collar that back in. So my big fat hands. That's better. So now, oh, excuse me, my alarm is going off. I'm multitasking, that's my slip casting alarm gone off, so that's ready to turn out of the mould hopefully, or it should be dry-ish to check. So, because I can't get my hand in there without opening it out, I'm going to use our sponge on a stick, quite wet, nice and slow, and I'm going to use that instead of my fingertips. So I've got to lean over, put the sponge on there, and all I'm doing is gently pushing the sponge onto the clear, which pushes the clear against the rib. Because what I'm after is a nice sort of taper, so it all matches. And what we got there, how does that look? That's not bad actually. That bit there. Like so. Like that. Right. That's it. The start of a lighthouse. So all I'm going to do is just run a sponge around the top Now this hasn't got a gallery, so the gallery will be on the lid. So it'll look like a bit like a top hat. And we'll have a clean up on there. Like so. We'll have a clean up inside with our sponge. Like so. And then get our little stick, and we're going to do undercut and clean the surface off all the wet slip, just resting it on the surface, just to dry it off. Do one more pass at the bottom, because I am going to lift this off the wheel. So the bottom bit needs to be dry enough. Like so. There. So got wire. And need to throw the top, and for that we need our calipers set to the inside dimension. Like that. That's it. They can be put to one side. We need a board to lift this fella off. I need to dry my hands. Hands are dry. Clasp our hands, give it a twist as we lift. Put that onto there. And there we have the start of our iron oxide infused lighthouse. So we just got to, only trouble is when you're working with iron oxide, everything goes red, so it takes a bit of a clean up afterwards. So we'll tilt you up. So thanks for watching, and check part 2, which will be along shortly, where we do a lid for that. I've got no coloured clay, so I've got to prep some. So that'll be a shorter video. So again, thanks for watching. Clears the way. See you in another video very soon. Bye for now.